Hello everyone, welcome to Album Countdown. Last time, I did an album by Outkast to honor their induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame this year. But today, we're starting another new tradition for this show. Today, we're looking at an album that was selected for preservation in the National Recording Registry this year. So some of you may be wondering, what even is the National Recording Registry? Well, you may have heard the phrase culturally, historically, or aesthetically significant. That phrase comes from the National Recording Registry and the National Film Registry. Every year, the National Recording Preservation Board selects 25 sound recordings to be chosen for preservation in the Library of Congress due to their importance and/or popularity. It could be just a single song, an entire album, a recorded speech, or even a sports broadcast, and that's just to name a few examples of what could be selected. There's a similar registry for movies called the National Film Registry, but I'm not going to get into that here. So anyway, several albums were selected for preservation this year, but the one I'm looking at today is probably the best known of the bunch. Goodbye Yellow Brick Road by Elton John. Released in 1973, this is his 7th studio album and it's arguably his best. And like Stankonia, it's a double album. In the US, it was certified 8 times platinum by the RIAA, and it was John's 3rd straight album to hit number 1 on the charts. Meanwhile, in his home country of the UK, it was his 2nd straight album to top the charts. But how do all the songs rank on this album? Let's find out. Number 17, Social Disease. This one ranks at the bottom because it just feels corny, and John's vocals here really don't work for me. Just skip it, you're not missing anything good. Number 16, All the Girls Love Alice. This is one that a lot of Elton John fans seem to like, but I'm not such a big fan of it. The lyrics are great and the verses are good headbanging fun, but the chorus goes the soft route, and that's what really drags this one towards the bottom of my list. The softer music and vocals during the chorus really don't work for me because the change in sound from verse to chorus and vice versa feels really janky. Number 15, This Song Has No Title. This one I have ranked so low because I have no idea what it's about. I mean, really, who names a song like that? Number 14, Your Sister Can't Twist, But She Can Rock and Roll. Normally I like songs like this one, but this one just kind of feels like a knockoff of better songs, including Saturday Night's Alright for Fighting. And don't worry, we'll get to that one. It's really fast-paced and a good headbanger, but I think the lyrics don't quite do it for me. Number 13, The Ballad of Danny Bailey, 1909 to 1934. Some of the songs on this album have kind of a cinematic feel to them, whether it's because of the story, the music, or something else. And I'd say this is one of those songs. This one's about a fictional bootlegger who's killed off at the beginning. Yes, really. And the music really gives a sense of loss. But at the same time, it also seems to celebrate the titular character. Number 12, Sweet Painted Lady. There isn't really any subtlety as to what this one's about. Prostitutes. I've read that it's supposed to be like a tribute to prostitution, but I don't see it that way. I think it talks about it in a very matter-of-fact way, using sailors as an analogy for men in general. But I think the music does seem to add a bit of romanticization to it, which could be where the tribute idea comes from. The music itself isn't bad, but it's not particularly great either. Number 11, Dirty Little Girl. This is another one where I have trouble understanding what it's about. But from what I could find, it's about a girl whom society has not been kind to, and that makes the dirty part of the title literal because she's like absolutely filthy. I like the verses on this song, but I don't like John's vocals on the chorus. Number 10, Jamaica Jerk Off. This one's just a good old-fashioned song you want to bop around to. There are elements of reggae in it, which makes sense because it's about Jamaica, and John even tries a Jamaican accent for the chorus. I don't think it's that great, but kudos for the attempt. Number 9. Roy Rogers. Another one with a cinematic feel to it. This one's about escapism by watching a real-life singer named Roy Rogers who had his own TV show during the 1950s. I haven't seen it, so some of the references could have gone right by me, but the music sounds very nostalgic, which could be from Bernie Taupin's fascination with the Old West. Or maybe he watched Roy Rogers' show back then, I don't know. Number 8. Gray Seal. This one's about the pursuit of knowledge and wisdom, which the titular gray seal represents. It also has a catchy chorus, and John's vocals provide tones of curiosity and, as the song goes on, desperation. Odd as that sounds, it actually kind of works in a way because as the song progresses, the narrator feels like he still doesn't have all the answers he thinks he needs. Number 7. Funeral for a Friend, Love Lies Bleeding. This track actually has 2 parts to it. The first part, Funeral for a Friend, starts with wind just blowing around, and then moves into music that sounds like it was made for a funeral. Over time it acquires more of a rock sound and eventually transitions into the second part, Love Lies Bleeding. And about 2/3 of the way through the track, we finally hear Elton John singing for the first time on the album. And it is a treat to hear, as is his piano work. Number 6. Harmony. This is the last song on the album, and I would say it's a hidden gem. The chorus sounds like he's in a state of bliss, which makes sense because it is a love song. Might be the only love song on this album now that I think of it. But overall, a great ending to a great album. Number 5. I've Seen That Movie Too. Another hidden gem here. John's vocals during the chorus of this song I'd say are some of his best on the album. While there's nothing notable about John's vocals for the rest of the song, the lyrics and in particular the music are more than enough to make up for that. In particular, the chorus, which might be the best one on the album, and the instrumental bridge are just excellent. Number 4. Saturday Night's Alright for Fighting. The last 4 songs on this list are widely considered to be among Elton John's best, and for good reason. This one actually has a couple of themes I get out of it, rebelling against the norm and just wanting to have some fun. Sound-wise, this one has more hard rock vibes and less piano. That's not to say there isn't any piano on this track, but it's not as prevalent compared to the guitar or drums. And John's vocals match the aggression and fast pace quite nicely. Just a really good tune that makes you want to get up and get moving. And now we've reached the podium. Number 3. Benny and the Jets. This one almost feels like you're at a live show. There's crowd applause at the beginning and sounds like they're introducing the band in the title, almost like a fan advertising the band to others. And once you hear the opening notes, you'll immediately know what song it is. John's vocal range here is great, especially when he has to go back and forth between his normal voice and a high-pitched voice. My only real complaint here is that the ending doesn't feel particularly satisfying. Number 2. Goodbye Yellow Brick Road. It's hard to say what John's signature song is, but this one is certainly a contender. The lyrics are about leaving behind the glamour of the celebrity lifestyle and moving on to a simpler one. John's vocals here are some of his best, especially towards the end of each verse, and his piano playing really does give a cinematic and fantastical feel to the song. Number 1. Candle in the Wind. I actually had a hard time deciding between the title track and this song which one was going to be number 1, but honestly, Candle in the Wind resonates with me more. The song revolves around the death of Norma Jean Mortensen, better known as Marilyn Monroe. And it talks about how her life was so vulnerable and short, which would be true as she did lead a very tumultuous life and died at the age of just 36. What's more, the chorus also says that even though she died so young, her legend lives on, something that could not be truer. And in 1997, he sang it with new lyrics at the funeral of Princess Diana, who coincidentally also died at 36. If you haven't heard that version yet, you should. Both versions are wonderful tributes to two of the most iconic women who ever lived. And that's Goodbye Yellow Brick Road. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. And if there's an album you want me to look at, let me know. Till next time, this is the Countdown DJ, signing off.